Coming up on the next episode. Good afternoon, YouTube. Here with you at the bench again on this Thursday. I think it's 2 something now in the afternoon. I don't have my phone with me, so I just now, the printer just now got finished printing an item here on my for my camera boom. I don't know how much you'll be able to tell on what I'm doing here, but this is the thing I had. This is on, well, it's got the little tripod mount, but other than that, it's sitting on the bench now. So this is about as low as you can get a camera on this bench using the camera boom. So I want to see if we can point out the get under there. You can see the screws underneath there. I think you can see that. Should be able to see it anyway. There you go. I've got my screwdriver in it now. But that's a little bit different there, I think, and it still allows to go up because we can do this, as you can see, perfectly fine. It's a little bit shaky as far as because it is extended. I'm going to show you here on the other camera what we're looking at, and again, this one will be handheld. If I can find my little hand holder. Hand holder. That's not what you call that thing, but that's just what I'm calling it right now. Let me get it turned on. This is the Kodak ZE1. So, all right, there you go. There's her look at what I'm talking about. You can see that extends it. Now that's 185 millimeters extension on that, and that brought it down quite a bit. And let me take you back down and show you what I'm talking about here. That takes her right down to the bench level. So you can see it's on the bench now, sitting flat. Now I can go down this way a little bit and bring it up, and I'll be right at bench level if I do that. Let's see if I can do that again. There we go. That's even actually a little below bench level there, as you can see. I've got to get better screws, but other than that, that's going to pretty much do what I'm talking about. That's sitting right on the bench now. But I needed something, I wanted something to do that with, because there was times that I wanted to get down lower than that, and I can always go up high because this really allows you to do just whatever you want to as far as that's concerned. I mean, I'm hitting the light, but other than that, that's, you know, if I get over here in the middle, get away from that light, it'll go way up. As you can see, it goes up about as far as you want it to go, but yet at the same time, it will allow me to go down lower. So I think that's a good addition. I do. And like I said, I still have to add good screws to it, and nuts and things like that with a lock washer to where it'll stay where it's supposed to be. But that's a look at it. Let me show you the side profile. Let me bring it back down here. There you go. There's what it looks like. I put gussets on it here, and a bar to keep it rigid, and that seems to make it pretty rigid as far as, I mean, it's plastic, it's going to give a little bit, probably no more than the wood does though, and again, it has a little bit of a shake to it as far as that's concerned, but it will stable out, and I think the image stabilization of the camera itself probably does more to correct that than anything. So that's that. So I think that's a good deal. Now on to the other item. Let's swing around here real careful like. There is our new swing arm lamp. This is the one I paid $17.99 for, and you'll notice the globe is on that. Now I put that on there. It mounts exactly the same way as the other one, but this one fits on securely. When you tighten it up onto, you click it in, it stays there. I haven't added any screws to it. So there you go. There's the difference that $4 makes for a swing arm lamp. And of course, I don't have the clamp mounted or anything like that, so I'll have to try that. But other than that, that's what that one's gonna go on that side. This white one will go over on his side, and I think that's the way that's gonna work. Oh, in addition, I have another one of these coming. You can see the camera boom there. That is coming. I've ordered that from eBay. I gave a whopping $9.99 for it, so you know it's gonna be a good one. But you know, it's basically the same thing as this, and it should work out rather well, I think. And we'll see, I guess, when it gets here. But even if I have to print up another one of these for it, it's worth it to me, you know, because that works out rather well, I think. And anywho, that's the way that looks like. Let me get back to the other camera because I've left it running, so let me stop this. Alright, we're back on this camera now, and again, I think that is going to work out really nice because I think as long as you steady it a little bit when you move it around, I think it's going to be just fine. You can see it just works good. Let's see if there's anything going on outside here. We can see that. Don't see anything. Nothing exciting going on out there. Alright, well, I just wanted to check while I was here. Like I said, this, I think it's going to work out good. I like it. I really do. Again, I've got, of course, now I don't have the other camera running right now, but I have another, what do you call it, to add to the washer to add to the top to make it really stable. And then I have some other items that I want to put on the bottom because the bottom screw on this is just a real tiny one. Something I just grabbed out of the bag real quick so I could make this work for a demo, and that was about it. But as for the rest of this, I think it's going to work out pretty good. I think I'm happy with it, very happy. So like I say, I'm going to make a quick one with this, just something to show you what I've been up to here today. Haven't used the printer for a while. I thought, well, I need to print something. So I did. This is my idea of what this printer is used for best, because again, if I need something, I print it up. That's the beauty of it, I think, and you know, that's just the way I feel about it. You know, everybody feels different about everything. So one other thing I want to go over real quick, if I can, is the shelf idea for the MDF that I bought. Let me bring you over here real quick, show you. See if I can get you. How do I get this? Oh, I'm going to have to use this to do that. Alright, there we go. On this side here, I've got an idea on how to do this. It's going to involve furring strips like this. Obviously, this is a very short piece, but the pieces I use will be longer. They will mount on basically on the sides of this. The frame will make up the dimensions of this outer edge of this. Let's see, I'm not getting you a good picture of this, am I? Let me get you down a little bit more here. There we go. All right, but that is going to be on the edge of that. It will come up even with even with that or with that. I'm not really sure how I want to do it. Probably even with that, and then we'll put the MDF on top of that. But what I'm going to do is cut these in strips. I don't know how wide yet. We'll see. But I'm going to make a frame that fits exactly the top of this end piece, and that will be able to be secured to the end piece with screws in the front of it here, or end of it. Doesn't matter where I screw it in, because probably on the end, because they won't show as bad. But again, they will be subscrewed. They will be subscrewed into the wood. But no, they'll be screwed into this, and then that will form our end piece. And that again, when you add the section on top, that will make it come out basically even with this. And I think it is going to be basically 2 foot by 2 foot. So obviously it's going to hang over a little bit in the back and maybe the front. I don't know. I've got to decide how best to do it. But I want to get all this stuff off, get this board off, and we'll start working on it. Or I'll probably do the other one because it's a little easier to get to. But like I said, that's my plan for that. I think once you make a frame around the outer edge of this with these furring strips, and then you put strips of this in between, like that'll go in like there on, there'll be one in the back and one on this end, and they'll be mounted between there like that, and then top it off with the yeah, there probably won't be very much space between these, you know, maybe a gap like that between all of them like that, you know, and that may be how it's laid out. But basically that's going to be our tabletop, or our top for the end piece, and then the 1/4" MDF will make up the top piece, and that should make a nice secure top because it will be glued to this eventually. So basically once it's done, this will be all one piece, but it will be able to be removed fairly easily just by taking the bolt out the side there, or in wherever I decide to put it in. Probably in that end there, I would say, you know, because that's the easiest to get to. One screw would hold that in there very well. Just keeps it, because these are going to have the L brackets underneath here, and that will hold it here, and this will hold together there. And I think that'll work out really good. I came up with that while I was doing something else, and I don't even remember what I was doing, but I got to thinking about it. I thought, that's the way my mind works. I may be in the middle of doing something else, and a thought will run across my brain and pertaining to something completely different than what I'm looking at. But that's just the way things work. You guys know how it is. I'm sure you all have the same type of thought patterns. And so that's how that works, and I think that's going to be a good one. I really do. I'm really anxious to see how this is going to work out. Also, this particular video that I'm shooting right now is going to be used for another purpose. Might as well make it all in one thing here. I got an item in the mail the other day which I didn't cover, but you guys may recall that I was gifted with a computer not too long ago, a Dell computer, and then it was a nice computer at 16 gig of memory. It had the i5 quad-core CPU, which works really good. I think it's over about 3.5 megahertz or gigahertz. I'm sorry. Speed. It works great. It's a fine piece of hardware. But the same person who gave me that came up to me, or recently gave me an email and asked me if I could benefit with a faster processor for that same computer. And I thought, well, sure. You know, I'm not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. I mean, that's just me. But anyway, that's going to be coming up. But while I'm shooting this video, or part of the reason I want to use this video, is I'm going to do a comparison, rendering times on this, like the computer is right now, and then after I upgrade it, I'll take this same video that I shoot, I'll save it in Shotcut. You can save it in Shotcut, and then just re-register or render it, and with the new processor, and see exactly how much faster it is. Originally, the person that gave me this was going to give me a video card to go along with it, but turns out the Dell does not have any extra ports, power ports, that would allow the video card to work, because it requires a 6-pin power connector to do that, and the Dell doesn't provide that with theirs because again, this was a business machine, but it works just fine for what I want it for. But so that's what we were interested in, trying to see if that would improve the rendering times on videos and things like that, because I do a lot of videos, obviously. you guys watch them, you ought to know. But so I think it's going to be very beneficial to me, and I'm happy about it, and I really appreciate that. I wish I could tell you who it was, but they have asked to remain anonymous, and I respect that completely. So basically, like I said, it is here, and in the meantime, I asked Bob if he wanted to buy a bare bones system like I had, he could benefit with the one I'm taking out, the i5. That's no slouch. It's a good processor. Like I said, it's quad core. Anytime you get above dual core, you're getting into a very much faster processor for intense situations with any items that require a lot of processor power, I guess is the best way to put it. And video rendering is one of those. You get probably the best indication of how fast your computer is by rendering video. If I could speak, if the words would come out of my mouth correctly. So anywho, that's what I've been up to today. I just really not much. But again, I thought I would go over my plans for this, and you guys can let me know what you think about it. Probably, you know, I know a lot of times that some of you guys are thinking, well, you know, why comment on it, because you're going to have it done by the time the next video comes out. That's not going to be this case. I can guarantee you it won't be, because it's going to take me a while to get this how I want it and get these strips cut, because all of this has got to be planned out. And I'll have to build the rough frame around the edge first, and then get the measurements on how far the go, and all that has to be done. And then once that's done, then yes, I can go ahead and put the top on it. The top will be the last part to be added to it, and again, that will be glued on. So like I said, that's what I'm working on, and you know, basically how I'm doing it. Now, also, I didn't mention this, but on this backside, if we look at this backside here a little bit more, when I say backside, I'm talking about the front. But on that end piece, how's that? The far end. Now, it doesn't go over as far as the top piece is going to be. Like I say, I'm going to make them 2 foot by 2 foot. So the frame itself will go over that way, 2 foot. But there will be a bar in between that matches the dimensions of this to where I can screw that into it. You know, you see what I'm saying? And in fact, I will do that first before I put the actual end on, so I can get in there and screw the screw in. But unless I can find a one with a hex head or something where I could use a wrench on it, I could do it that way, I guess. But that's what I'm trying to think of on how to do. Like I said, this is a lot of planning coming up. I need a good measurement on these, the top of this, to find out what my dimensions are, so I can start my framework. I think I have enough of this left over in my inventory, my parts inventory, to make up a frame for both sides, I hope. If not, I can buy another one. They're not that expensive. I think $3 and something a piece at Home Depot. But like I say, I can do that. It's not a big deal. But anywho, that's what I'm working on and thinking about and all this stuff. But I wanted to show you the camera boom extension, and I think that's going to work out great. Now, you can't see it, but I'm sitting. Let me put my. I keep losing my, there it is, right there in front of me. That's why I couldn't see it. The camera itself is 9 inches out past the bench. It's the bottom of the bench right there, you can see that. And it's 9 inches out past that. So that's with the boom fully extended. So I get a pretty good reach. So if I want to go over here, you know, I can get, you know, that's all the way to the edge of that. Into this part anyway, and say this part. So if I go the other way, I can get in the middle of this as far as looking at like the TV or whatever. If I want to do that, that's easily seen. So I'm thinking the other one, I'm hoping to get it mounted about the same position on that side. And I've got ideas on how to mount that. I'm going to mount it a little bit lower than this one. But I've got to at the same time, I've got to consider the shelving over here. Because that's, let's see, to get up that high, oh, there we go. Shelf right there. And I got to consider that. And because if you know, you're not going to be able to go much above that. If I bring it straight out from there, come up, it may hit that thing. So I'm going to have to work, you know, figure that out. But again, I want to get it in basically in the same place where I can get almost to the middle of this part of the bench. And that should give me pretty good coverage on everything I need to get covered. And that's the plan. So again, all plans, nothing ever works out the way it's planned. You guys know how it is. But I really like the little boom extension. That's really working out good, and I'm happy with that. And everything's kind of coming together, so that's good, real good. There's my neighbor coming in. There you go. There you go again. I just seen him out of the corner of my eye walking past the window there. So, anywho, that's the deal. That's a dealio, as they say. I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, but I turned my bulbs a little bit cockeyed there. I just kind of thought that looked a little better. It keeps it away from the edge of this, and I just think it'll work out better that way, because I just had to tighten it up just a little bit more, but it was no big deal. But you can still see it good enough, and that'll work out fine. So I'm happy with that. Happy with everything so far, and I may move the solder and the solder wick over one click. I think it'd probably be better in the middle there instead of being right next to the edge of that. So that's the, I'm still tweaking on the pegboard stuff, and that's I've got nothing up in here at all, and I've got an area there. I've got an area up above here that's nothing there. I'm trying to think of things that I can put up there that will maybe be needed on the bench, but not very often. Obviously, and that's the one, because you have to get up to get them. The rest of the stuff I can reach sitting down, so that's always a good thing. All right, I'm over 20 minutes, so you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.